Welcome everyone to Grand Final Week. It's the Rem and Gordo show. How are you, Gordo?
Pretty good, Randall. How you feeling?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, it's big week, isn't it?
Huge week of footy coming up.
Grand Final.
That's it.
The best two teams have made it, I think.
You would think, throughout the season, Collingwood and Brisbane finishing 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Certainly, best two teams of the comp.
definitely right. All right, we'll get into it. So we'll start with the prelim review. So we've got GWS and Collingwood at MCG Friday night. The Pies by a point. What was your key takeaways from this?
Oh, I thought it was thrilling, wasn't it? I felt like the Giants really put up a really good fight.
Yeah.
Collingwood lost by a point last year, won by a point this year. It's telling what a year of practice can do for a club. So yeah, they were fantastic on Friday night.
Yeah, it was true Collingwood fashion, wasn't it? Just trying to get that grinding win, that close margin, and I thought their backline stood up immensely with the likes of Moore, Murphy and Howe. I thought they really came to life, and they really troubled GWS with their ball movement down the line as well, and as well as Darcy Cameron taking lots of uncontested marks down the line. They really outplayed GWS, I thought, in patches.
Yeah, definitely. I thought DeGoey was a standout for me. He had 34 disposals, 17 kicks, 17 handballs, a couple of tackles as well.
Immense.
Thought it was immense, absolutely, throughout the close stages of the match as well.
All right, we'll move on. So we've got Carlton Brisbane. It was at the Gabba. It was 16-point win to Brisbane on Saturday twilight. Really interesting game this. Carlton stormed out of the blocks with 5 goals to none, and Brisbane just pet them back, didn't they, in that second quarter for 6 goals all, heading into half time.
That's right. Yeah, you always felt like Brisbane were going to respond after those first 5. I thought Carlton were excellent, kicking the first 5 goals, and their fans in the pocket were going nuts as well.
Oh, they were,
I thought that was great to see.
I thought for Brisbane, I'll focus on Kitty Coleman. I thought he was best on ground with his elite efficiency with his kicking. It just cut Carlton through the middle of the ground. A lot of goal assists, I thought, and really took advantage on efficiency. And also Joe Danaher had a really good game in front, all over the ground really, and played a pivotal role up forward, trying to good forward pressure and just take some marks. And throughout the game, I thought he was decent. How about you?
Oh, I thought Lachie Neale was fantastic. He was great. Just so big in the last quarter as well. He's tackling pressure, and they really needed it. He was a huge part of holding off the Giants.
100%. All right, we'll move on. So they're the prelims out the way. So that makes it a Collingwood-Brisbane grand final. What are your first thoughts on this?
Well, the bracket that we did at the start of the final series, I think I've nailed it.
You've nailed it, but one.
Just the one tip.
The GWS Port game, I think.
And credit to GWS getting the job done there. I thought they were superior to Port.
But congrats, you've tipped it.
Yeah, finished with Collingwood Brisbane. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, so that'll be 2:30 on Saturday afternoon at the MCG. Can't wait for it. It'll be awesome. We'll move into the preview very shortly, but we'll look at the Brownlow medal from last night, Gordo. How did you see this play out? What a surprising victory.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I thought the whole night, Neale had polled really well early, didn't he? And he was out to a bit of a lead. You thought Dacos had to get around 30 votes to probably win it. He finished on 28. He was very close to winning it. Neale came storming home in the end. Yeah. 3 vote in the last game to get him over the line.
Yeah, I thought Bontempelli, got really close as well as Gulden surprised me with a lot of votes. He deserved it entirely, Gulden, that late run of form, and Dacos 28 votes says a lot about a second-year player. Lachie Neale was very consistent throughout the year. I just didn't expect he'd get 31, but I'm not surprised how consistent he has been throughout the year. But first player since 2014 not to be in the All-Australian team to win the Brownlow from Matt Priddis.
Yeah, that's
2014.
Yeah,
it's a good stat that. And Yeah, it just shows you that the comp can be pretty even, and you just don't know sometimes. You can't pick these things. I'm not too sure if like we need a new system at all, but it'll be a good talking point over the off season whether it is actually some of the votes are actually fair.
Yeah, that's for bigger people to
Yeah.
decide. I thought it was an exciting count, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what you want on Brownlow night. Just shows that if you get your hands on the football first,
Yeah.
the umpires look after you, not only with free kicks, but
Yeah,
with Brownlow
100%.
votes, it seems.
Midfielders. Alrighty, we'll move on from the Brownlow now. So we'll move on to the grand final preview. So it is the Pies versus the Lions. MCG 2:30 on Saturday afternoon in the last Saturday in September. What are your first thoughts?
It's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just initially, it's just going to be intense all over the ground. You expect the pressure players from both teams to really stand up, like the Bo McCreary, Braden Maynard, Jordan De Goey setting the tone for Collingwood. Then you've got Cam Rayner, Charlie Cameron down forward for Brisbane. So it'll be exciting to watch.
100%. I think you're right. It's going to be intense. It's going to be brutal. I think there'll be bone-bruising tackles. And I feel like there'll be a burst throughout the game where you need to take advantage of your ascendancy and momentum. Otherwise, I think if you're inaccurate or you don't take the most of your chances, it will cost you the game. So it'll be interesting which team can respond the best to the pressure, because it is a pressure game grand final. It's not easy, and whoever can bring out the best in themselves in front of 100,000, probably expecting, it will be very exciting.
Could it be the best grand final since that 2018 finish?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, won't it? Like Collingwood grand finals in recent, like since 2010, the three they played in 2010, 2011, 2018 have all gone pretty close, but then there is the chance of a blowout. So I'm just not sure what we're in store for Saturday. It could go either way.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to know, have you got a Norm Smith medal tip?
Norm Smith medalist? Oh, I think it's Josh Dunkley from the Brisbane Lions. I think he's a pretty solid player for Brisbane, and I think he's willing to let loose on the last Saturday in September. He knows what it's like to win a premiership with Bulldogs in 2016, so I think he can master up a clinical performance on the MCG.
I've got Josh Dacos as my Norm Smith medalist on Saturday afternoon. I thought Isaac Smith last year playing on the wing was fantastic. I think Josh Dacos has the ability to do a similar thing alongside his brother Nick.
Yeah.
He'll be fantastic to watch. I can see a 25 and 2 goals.
No, good call.
Massive impact in the game.
Very good call there. All right, we'll move on to Mr. September. So we've been doing this each week in the final series. So Gordo, what is your final Mr. September for 2023 AFL Final Series?
I've got Lachie Neale coming back from his Brownlow medal win on Monday night. Yeah. I think that he's a strong chance to have a lot of the footy on Saturday afternoon. I can see him getting 35 and having a real impact in a close game.
Close game. I think for mine, Mr. September, Josh Kelly I'm going to stick with. He's played 3 finals, been very consistent, and I think it's going to be enough to gather him over the line for the player of the finals. He's been ultra impressive throughout the midfield, and he's elite field kicking and going forward and kicking crucial goals throughout those 3 games, throughout the final series, I should say, and being able to halt momentum within the opposition has been a big standout.
Yeah, probably a key driver of GWS's success in this finals campaign.
I think on a whole they're very stiff to miss out on the grand final considering where they came from, but very similar to Collingwood of 2022, just pipped at the last moment.
Watch out for them next year.
Yeah, watch out for them next year.
All right, I'll get a tip from you for Saturday afternoon. Who are you going with?
I think it'll be a close game all day. It'll be really close at the end, and I think Brisbane Lions by 4 points. If Collingwood, though, can get a hold of Josh Dunkley and as I've said, amongst Norm Smith and Lachie Neale and Charlie Cameron, these types of players, I think Collingwood are a big chance, but I just feel like the class of Lachie Neale and Josh Dunkley in the midfield's a bit too strong for Collingwood. And Joe Danaher and Eric Hipwood up forward, along with Charlie Cameron, these types of players, and Lincoln McCarthy, and Kitty Coleman down back, Harris Andrews, Darcy Gardner. I feel like it's just a whole team effort, and it's going to get the job done on the last Saturday in September.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going with Collingwood. I think that Brisbane might have a chance late in the game to steal it, but I can see it going down the other end and still side bottom sealing it by Collingwood by 8 points.
Collingwood by 8, yeah. Right. It's a very good cool tip there. All right, thanks very much, Gordo, for the last 4 weeks.
It's been a pleasure doing it with you, Rem.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Rem and Gordo this year.
Yeah, same. We'll be back better than ever next year, and looking forward to season 2024 already.
That's right. Enjoy the footy.
Enjoy the footy. Cheers.